All right, guys, here's another one. So this one is a Tudor Pelagos LHD for left-hand drive. Um, Very cool watch. I mean, the Pelagos itself, the series is very cool. It's a full titanium um, case, ceramic bezel with fully loomed inlays. It's got BGW9, so it glows the very cool blue. Titanium bracelet, 22 lugs, tapers down to I want to say 20. It has one of the nicest clasps outside of the Rolex and Omega glide locks, and honestly, I'm in love. So it's got the same kind of beak with ceramic bearings that lock it down, and then over the top with the Tudor logo. What it does have is, while it doesn't have as much adjustment as, say, a Rolex Glide Lock, which has maybe this entire width worth of adjustment in 2 millimeter increments, this has 3 adjustable spots. And then the final spot is this adjustable via spring rate kind of setting, which is what, if you're on a dive suit, you can use. And on top of that, it also has the diver's extension. So you can really go nuts with this. It's a very cool setup. Really nice. It's machined. The clasp is steel. It's not titanium, and that's because it probably is going to take a lot of hits. You got screws on here. No pins and sleeves. And you do have a helium gas valve here, which, unlike on the Omega that is also on my channel that has a valve, this one is just built into it, kind of like the Rolex Sea Dweller. So one of the cool features, in addition to the bezel, another one is the Tudor has a really nice bezel, and that I'm a bezel action junkie. I love good bezels. Now this one is only 60 clicks, but it is very precise. It's very, I mean, just hear that, right? It's like a rifle, just completely bolting in. It has a coin edge bezel, so it's easy to grip on the outside. And the cool part is that there are 59 detents that sound the same, and then when you get to the 12, it has a completely different sound. And that's so that via auditory kind of feedback, you realize you're up here. Why this particular? So I've owned all the previous models of the Pelagos. I've owned the ETA movement, which was great. But then obviously I got turned on to the in-house movement that Tudor had just started putting in. So I had the black one, which I felt was too plain. So I bought the blue one, which was cool, but that blue was just a very unique color and didn't kind of go with it, everything. And so at that time I didn't have too many watches in my collection, so I moved that on. And then finally this is kind of, I want to say, the epitome, because I personally like unique watches, and it's very hard to find a left-hand drive watch, but that's one unique feature I really like about this watch. So this still has the Tudor in-house movement with the 70-hour power reserve. It's left-hand drive, so literally once you set it, if you need to crank it, you're just going the opposite direction. So quite often I'll just do this, set it, wind it, do whatever, pop it back in, tighten it. The other thing that's really cool, and I am going to move the hands right now so we can see what's going on. Just so we can see that. Put it in the 10 to 10 position that most watches end up showing themselves. There you go. So what's cool here is, check out that red line of text that says Pelagos. And then obviously the 4 massive lines that says chronometer, officially certified rotor self-winding, 500 meters or 1640 feet. So that red line is unique to this watch, and has been a unique feature on certain Rolexes in the past. which was reintroduced on the Sea Dweller 43 millimeter, or the 50th anniversary. Will be a video on that. But the other, so that's one cool feature that really draws it to me, is I think they call this the roulette date wheel. And so what you'll see is like even days are in black. Okay, let's do this. Let me put it in the date mode. Sorry, it's a little hard with the, so even days are black, odd days, or even days are red, odd days are black. And so the roulette wheel is another cool kind of like feature that this watch has. It's unique. I'll come back and set the time later, but the kind of one thing that's cool about this watch, I'll do this, is it has kind of this old vintage style lume, but it glows, so it's meant to look like the old Marine Nationale Tudor Submariners that they used, and those guys, what they would get is pretty much just the head from Tudor, and then they would use kind of these style of Marine Nationale straps. This one is a Marine Nationale made by Erica. It's an old one, but they would use these are pretty much parachute cording, and they would get that and kind of put the watch on it. And I remember seeing that when I first started getting introduced to Tudor, and it was on a left-hand mounted, or a left-hand drive, or maybe an inverted Submariner on a diver, and it always struck to me. So yeah, so this is the Pelagos. Very cool. Again, let's just bezel action it. There we go. If you go slow, you can hear it. So, yeah, this is the Tudor Pelagos LHD. And I guess that's the overview. Thank you.